All right, good morning, Professor Ginsburg and the rest of the class. Hope you guys are having a great day thus far. So today I'll be going over chapter 2, Power of Culture. I think just to begin, I think it's an amazing chapter that is kind of reiterated a lot of what I learned in previous classes. So moving into it, we got to go off what is culture, right? So it's a dynamic shared social system of human components such as language, dress customs, history, philosophies, behaviors, institutions, norms, and values. It also can include geographical influences. So culture kind of breaks down into these two uh, sections or subgroups, which is explicit culture and implicit culture. So explicit culture refers to tangible and visible cultural elements, including food, dress, holidays, governmental systems, country of origin, history, and language. These are kinds of the things you can see looking in from the outside in. And then implicit culture is made up of elements that are often hidden, the values, assumptions, beliefs, and philosophies of a group. And these are some of the things I think are most important to a culture, the things that you can't really see looking from the outside in. So starting off with level 1 culture, those are artifacts such as dress, food, art, music. We kind of talked about this. So looking at my own Hispanic culture, the music that we dance to or the food that we eat are all kind of that level 1 culture. Level 2 are customs, practices, greetings, and interactional patterns. So some of the things you can see, some forms of greetings for my culture would be when you see someone, you give them a kiss on the cheek. So these are things that you can see. And then last but not least, level 3 are shared values, beliefs, norms, and expectations. I think these are the most important aspects of the culture, at least within my culture and within my family, are the things you can't really see, but they're the most important. So transmission culture. So children are getting culture, they're learning culture from multiple places. They learn culture from society. Children will learn culture at home, right? The cultural worldview is a holistic orientation based upon the history, values, and beliefs of a cultural group. Socialization is a process whereby individuals learn the values, expectations, and behaviors of a group. In today's world, our students are learning about culture from a multitude of places, whether that be online, social media, they're traveling from their family, or like we said, society. They're gaining this knowledge from a multitude of places. I wanted to hit on this point just briefly, just to bring it up. So institutional racism, I think we as educators need to have this in the back of our head. Institutional racism is a system of legalized practices designed to keep the dominant group in power. I don't want to talk too much on this, but I think it's an important component to keep in mind as we as educators are educating our students and our communities, to keep this in mind and try our best to fight against it. So cultural relevant education, right? It's an approach that incorporates student lived experiences and their cultural modes of delivery into the curriculum and instructional methods of teaching. Some examples that the book, that chapter 2 brought up, was the PUENTE project, which I'm familiar with. It's a pipeline program in California established to mentor high school and community college students to enter and graduate four-year colleges and universities. It's an absolutely amazing program. It was actually initiated at my junior college at Southwestern College. Moving on to another example, Harlem Children's Zone, all right, is a comprehensive plan to increase the educational and social opportunities of families and their children in central Harlem in New York City. Some of these include college preparation program and the non-academy opportunities. And then last but not least, Lemon Grove Academy Comprehensive Wellness. The school was built on 3 theoretical frameworks. It had a holistic school program that covers things such as healthcare and college readiness, keeping it real, which focused on developing positive relationships with students and families, having high expectations for excellence, and ensuring students are actively engaged in their learning. And then caring-centered education framework, which focused on empowerment, humanistic approaches, transdisciplinary work across all fields, and the community as a teacher, which that last point focuses on the community and the children, teaching us as educators how to be effective teachers and healers, and kind of getting their feedback on that. So we as educators need to focus on being cultural mediators, right? To become a strong cultural mediator, you must gain cultural knowledge about your students. I think this is critical. I did this during my time student teaching. Using surveys to collect information that will help you learn about your students. I think it's important, but that's not the only place where you can get that information. Talk to social workers, talk to counselors, talk to other teachers that may have these students in their classroom. Try to get to know your students as best as possible. Culture is a powerful influence in the classroom. I think you must use your students' culture to unlock ways to connect with them and facilitate their academic and social growth. And so I know that learning about your students is not just, you're not going to just get that from a survey. It's a daily approach. You're trying to get to know your students at a deep level. And I think when you're able to do that, and from my personal experience, when you're able to understand about and know about your students' culture and their beliefs and their interest, you can provide an environment and an education that best fits them and provides them with the opportunity to succeed, not only in your class, but in this world. This was a great chapter. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Professor Ginsberg, and have a great week. Take care.